Hi there! Tonight I'm going to do a little reading for you about the birth of Mission Control, that beautiful space that we had for so many years, and the story of how I found it. So, let me begin. I came to San Francisco to make latex clothes. I thought running my own business would be more fun than working for someone else. Soon after my fashion show in Vegas, I started to realize that being your own boss meant spending less time being creative and more time making spreadsheets. Everything from tracking orders to pricing materials needed a spreadsheet. While I developed a talent for wrangling information, it wasn't how I enjoyed spending my time. I sat at my desk trying to figure out my strategy for pricing when the phone rang. "Happy birthday, honey!" The voice at the end of the line sounded like they had just drunk a bottle of whiskey and smoked a pack of cigarettes. I knew that voice. "Hi, Flash. It's not my birthday today." As well as being the bartender at my favourite local bar, Flash is also one of those eccentrics who made me fall in love with the place. He taught me how to shoot a gun by blasting teddy bears out of trees with an AK-47. "Well, I'm celebrating your birthday today. Come on, let me take you out for an adventure." "I'm working. I can't." I always have an intense sense of responsibility when I'm working. I guess you could call me driven, or maybe a workaholic. "What have you got going on today that can't wait till tomorrow? Come on! I'm going to Kabuki Hot Springs. Come with me. Relax. You need a day off. It's your birthday. You're going to make me celebrate on my own?" We both laughed. I contemplated this proposal as I looked around my office overflowing with papers and bright little sticky square notes. I hadn't had a day off in months. "Okay, fine, sure, I can take a little time today." I paused, grateful for my persuasive friend. "Thank you, Flash." We made a pit stop on the way. A friend of Flash had a building over on Mission Street which he was trying to rent out. Flash had agreed to help because his friend was stuck in New York on family business. When we arrived, we found a group of bohemian-looking people standing in front of a nondescript black iron gate. Flash did some quick introductions and unlocked the gate. "It'll just take a few minutes," he reassured me as we walked up the stairs. When we stepped into the lobby of a gigantic Victorian apartment, excitement began to rise in me. The people checking it out were circus performers, and they needed high ceilings for their aerialists, so they weren't interested. But I could see its potential. It had gorgeous Victorian details, floral wainscoting, picture rails, and panel doors. There were 4 big rooms that made up the communal areas, and then another 7 private rooms of various sizes, and a sun-drenched patio. A .com office had recently inhabited the building, so it looked generic, with white walls, grey carpets, and high-speed DSL access in every room. I saw it in my mind's eye, flooded with colour and soft fabrics, and it felt like home. My mind whirred. I could rent out the rooms to artists, writers, and craftspeople, host sexy parties to pay the rent, live in the back. I had no idea how, but a voice came to me clear and simple. "Follow your dreams, and magic will happen." "I didn't know you were in the market for a new place, Polly," Flash said as we drove to Kabuki Hot Springs. "Neither did I, Flash. Neither did I." I moved in the day before New Year's Eve. I told the landlord I needed to have a couch delivered, so I got the keys a day before my lease started. Instead, I brought in DJ equipment, blacklight art, and beanbags. I put neon duct tape and designs on the walls and projected black and white movies at exaggerated angles. I hired Scott to book the performers. I'd always loved the Mission. Its colourful bodegas, mystic murals, and abandoned theatres charmed me, and its bars and coffee shops were the liveliest in town, filled with artists and intellectuals, the birth of a movement. It was the days before massive online social networking, so I promoted my events the old-fashioned way, by handing out flyers wherever I went. I needed to boost attendance, so I came to a deal with a friend who hosted sexy rave parties and combined their mailing list with mine, blending the perverts with the ravers. I gave the parties a classic funk soundtrack, completely different from the goth industrial music played at most fetish parties. The space was still very bare. I threw pillows on the carpeted floor and lit the white walls with coloured bulbs. I named the place Mission Control, but not just because of its location. The title suggests a central hub for something bigger than itself. Lofty ideals motivated me. I had a vision, a global network of creative, sexy parties helping to restore health and balance to culture's relationship with sexuality. I consciously revised the strict rules of fetish clubs, allowing space for more playfulness and creativity. I wanted the events to be fun and accessible, cultivating a livelier vibe than the seriousness of the leather and latex set. I experienced a sense of openness and respect at these little events that made me feel safe, and I started to think about what it all meant for the bigger picture. I understood that sex could be about pleasure and connection. As I was becoming a woman, I was starting to appreciate its potential as a tool for personal and social transformation. The angry teenager in me who had seen sex solely as a tool for rebellion and power was starting to grow up.